Hey, welcome to the podcast about gaming. We're here.
We gonna game. No, not today.
So, yeah.
Well, actually, we are going to game later, so... Yeah.
Or if you're waiting on Nintendo, you won't be gaming for another couple
Oh
weeks.
my god!
Alright, I guess we can start off there then.
Fuck Nintendo.
Someone's butthurt about Nintendo.
I'm very I'm
what up,
extremely
Nintendo?
butthurt.
I love you. Give me a game system. What's to do this?
I don't want none of your
all
shit.
You want.
By the way,
keep it
I'm
all.
Julian.
Brandon,
Nathan, and yeah, he's saying this. He's still gonna buy it as soon as he can.
I will not.
I'll buy it and then he'll buy it.
I'm beyond fed up with Nintendo's hijinks.
Yeah.
It's fucking it's.
So, for people who don't know why he's butthurt, the Nintendo NES Redux
The NES Classic
came out this week. Actually, it came out yesterday, right? Or Thursday?
came out yesterday.
And it
So
is...
let's break this down. Let's break this down. The NES Classic was announced at E3, correct?
Yeah.
Somewhere in that time frame.
Well, or Nintendo's... Yeah, whatever. One of those two.
The average game producer will put their shit on pre-order, available to pre-order, within the 24-hour time frame after E3. Well, Nintendo, in their infinite wisdom, decided they weren't going to allow pre-orders in the US at all. So, they turned around and leaked out, a few units here, a few units to this store, a few units to that store, knowing damn good and well you already fucked up with the Wii, you already fucked up with the Amiibos, and now you're going to do the same exact thing with this. What about supply and demand do you not understand? You know your products are going to sell, but yet you screw people and you anger your fan base by doing nonsense like this.
This is so long-winded.
He's very upset.
I am. Oh, I'm pissed.
Okay.
For the people listening on iTunes, he's very upset.
Fuck Nintendo and everything they stand for. Switch? Yeah. See if I buy that shit.
You will.
No, I won't.
Yeah, you will.
Promise you I won't buy that. I didn't buy the Wii U.
You heard it first, folks. He promised he's not going to buy it.
I will not buy the Switch.
If you see him with a Switch,
I'll break it.
Call him out on it.
I will
Don't break
not buy
it.
the Switch.
That's me. Call him out on it.
I didn't buy the Wii U. I'm not going to buy the Switch. And with your tomfoolery of the NES Classic, I may just... You wonder why people emulate your games. You wonder why people immediately download emulators and just rip the ROMs for your games. You wonder why. This is why. You do dumb shit like this.
To be fair, you do have a point, because in the past they have had the same thing happen with their consoles and games, and...
They started
Amiibos.
doing it with the Wii.
Yeah.
The original Wii.
Now, my point on this is, it's not the same as when the Wii and shit came out, because Wii was like hot demand for Christmas. So it wasn't like that where everyone was rushing out to buy one for Christmas for their kids or whatever. You're still like a month and a half away from Christmas. It's like a month and a half away from Christmas. So I'm sure there's going to get more shipments. I'm sure there's going to be plenty more coming in. It's just that they failed to bring the product to the stores for everyone to get, and instead it was a select few.
They could have easily avoided a lot of very, very angry fans by allowing pre-orders.
Yeah, so that way they could have gotten the amount of people who were going to buy it day one, and then produced a little bit more after that for people who didn't pre-order it and just wanted to run out and grab it.
I was asking my local GameStop within 3 days after it was announced whether or not they had pre-order codes for it. And they said, well, it's in the system, but we're not allowed to take pre-orders for it yet. Well, apparently they never were allowed to take pre-orders. Apparently Target was the only one that was able to take pre-orders for like a day, and then they cut that too. I mean, you dropped the ball big time, Nintendo. I mean, I tell you what, you know what? The NES Classic was $60, $70 if you were getting an extra controller.
I'm sure they're playing.
Save your money. Fuck Nintendo. They have the RetroCon Classics. They have the Genesis just put out a new model of their plug and play.
Yeah.
It has 80 built-in games. It has 40 Genesis games and 40, knockoff cheapy games.
Well, not only that, but I mentioned a little bit before we started filming that apparently a company in Brazil called Tectoy is reproducing the Sega Genesis with SD compatibility and AV compatibility, but not HDMI. So there are companies out there that are doing it. I don't know if it's a Sega, an actual Sega production. Like I don't know if Sega's allowing it, considering Sega's a dead company anyway. So I guess it would really be did Nintendo buy Sega out?
I don't know.
Or Atari? Someone fucking bought Sega, I think. So I'm wondering now if it's a legit like manufacturer of it, or if there's just a company out there making it in Brazil.
I mean, Genesis has got their name plastered all. Sega and Genesis, they have the two names plastered all over the ones that we currently have on the shelves now. I mean, you can go to Walgreens and it's sitting on the shelf. Those are only $30. Just saying. They actually have a handheld version that I bought. It's a little more expensive. It's $50. It runs off an internal battery.
So like a Game Gear almost.
Yeah, similar. It had the same thing. It had 40 games built into it, plus another 40 of the knockoff games and whatnot. But it had like Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3. It had all the Sonics. It had Kid Chameleon. You know, the classic Genesis games.
Vector Man?
It had Vector Man 1,
Yes.
1 and 2.
Nice.
And it had an SD card slot. No, that you had to ROM out. It had an SD card slot where you could rip ROMs from the internet and pop it right on an SD card and play them that way. And for the most part, it worked nicely. The ROMs would convert onto the SD card nicely, and the system would play them nicely. There was a couple exceptions. Lion King did not play so good. Aladdin played perfectly. Some of the Contras didn't work too well. It was hit or miss. I mean, for the most part, they worked good.
Alright, now that you're calm.
I'm still angry. Don't get that wrong.
Yeah, don't tell me calm.
I have a
He's
burning
Brandon.
rage for Nintendo right now.
So, moving on. Anyway.
You know what? You want to play this shit? Go back to making fucking card games and shit.
Should John just go to this one?
So Left 4 Dead, everyone's favorite game. Apparently, they put out an unreleased campaign that's not really finished. The original creators put it out, so I didn't really read much up about it, but I
That's
don't know.
gotta be a PC mod though.
Yeah, I don't know if it's PC only.
It's gotta be.
Well, obviously, because you wouldn't be able to just download it, I don't think, on Xbox.
No.
But so apparently now that whole thing of them putting that out has started a rumor of Left 4 Dead 3 possibly in production, which would be, I'm down for that. Valve and Steam, they put out really good games.
Did you play the first two?
Yeah.
I
played
loved
we all
the
played
first
them.
two.
So I'd be excited
maybe
for
be the
Left 4
Black
Dead 3.
Girl.
Nah.
Yeah, we always did.
My friends,
Don't feel bad.
Girl.
I was always the redneck.
Yeah, you were. Well, if it's.
Although, to be fair, I always like playing the black guy in the second one, I think it was.
Yeah, because he had funny things to say. You like that.
So, yeah, I'm excited for that. Hopefully it is true. It is really just a rumor right now, so we'll see if it actually becomes true in the next couple months.
You know when you'll find out?
Valve has been very fuck you lately, especially with Half-Life 3 never coming out now. And people want like a Portal 3 and a 3 of everything. So
I guarantee you they'll announce whatever they got up their sleeves at E3. So it's May,
a long way
June.
away.
Yeah. That's when they'll announce it though. They'll announce it for next holiday season.
I can see that happening. Alright, so moving on, we got Gears of War 4 free, we put that in quotation marks, DLC. You're a big Gears of War fan.
I am.
So I was reading up a little bit about it, and I heard it's old maps remastered.
Two of them. You have Checkout and from Part 3, and you have Dry Dock, which is also from Part 3. If you have a season pass, they're available as of last week.
Yeah, I heard if you want them early, you have to pay for it. If not, you can wait for them to come out and they'll get it. And it was November 8th, I think, it was the release day.
Yeah, so it should be next week. Anybody without a season pass should be able to play it. They should be in rotation.
So, I guess if you have it, I guess it was kind of back to like the old days with like Halo and stuff. If you had the maps and stuff, they put you into a separate queue for playing that game.
Yep.
And then if you didn't, you would just have to wait till it comes out or until you get it. So.
Yep.
Alright, interesting.
I know, because Halo bugged out for me a lot, and I got to play the ones that I didn't have downloaded.
Yeah, well, shit happens.
Yeah, glitch happens. While you're on that topic, though, I know you don't have this one in your notes. EA has announced officially that all Titanfall 2 owners, you don't need a season pass, apparently. They said all future DLC is going to be free.
And we've been seeing that a lot lately, starting to happen with companies, which I'm glad it's starting to happen because, honestly, if you're paying a $6 game that's not finished, it's kind of bullshit. But Grand Theft Auto 5 is a big one that everything that they kind of put out is free like all their new all their new games and stuff. Although you do have to buy stuff sometimes to be able to play that, like the new bikers thing. You kind of have to have a bike, which you need to spend money for. It's usually in-game money, and if you don't do like missions and shit to accrue that money, you can then buy a shark card outside of the world with actual money.
Who are you kidding? It's Grand Theft Auto. It's Grand Theft Auto. Just go steal a motorcycle.
You could do that too. But also Overwatch, my favorite game. They've been putting out all their stuff, free. Especially last week, we mentioned the new Sombra character and stuff like that, the new maps. So hopefully that trend keeps moving forward with them putting out free DLC, and companies kind of companies kind of realize that people are tired of fucking putting extra money into a game that they don't have to, and that kind of leads up into with sales. The UK just announced that their sales for Infinite Warfare were 50% less than Black Ops 3. And hopefully that's a sign towards game companies and them realizing, like, our customers are starting to get kind of pissed off and tired of having to deal with our shit when we don't put out fully finished games, i.e. No Man's Land. No Man's Sky. Games that they have to pay extra for just to get additional campaign or additional multiplayer shit. I mean, if you really want to, go the route of, if you want this skin, pay for it. I'd be okay with that. But don't tell me, hey, if you want to play these new maps that we just put out, you're going to have to pay for it. Because I do honestly feel like that's starting to become bullshit.
It is.
I'll touch on the subject of Infinite Warfare. We'll do like a mini does it suck type of scenario, because I'm gonna pop a review. I just finished it today, so I'm gonna pop a review out for it and give you my full opinion. Does it suck? Yes and no. The campaign is good. The zombies is good. The multiplayer is kind of what kills it. I haven't even touched the multiplayer. I don't think I'm going to, because I've played the beta, and honestly, it plays just like Black Ops 3 did, which I don't like. And microtransactions, just microtransactions. They've already come forward and said that if you want a leg up when you're playing, like if you're fresh to the game and you want a leg up on everybody, you have to pay microtransaction fees to unlock better weaponry.
Yeah.
And that's ridiculous. I shouldn't have to pay to beat, little Jimmy, who's got mommy and daddy, throwing money at him to shut him up so that he can get all these drop kits.
I mean, loves you, here's 100, go away.
That's pretty much what it boils down to.
Yeah,
I don't want to have to pay to beat these kids. Like,
I definitely agree, especially with the whole age of MLG and professional gaming. We mentioned last week with Overwatch doing their professional league through them. I mean, if you want to start people to try and get into those avenues, I do think it's kind of bullshit for things like that where you have to pay to get a leg up and to become better at the game. It just kind of makes it like, well, why would I even want to play this? How am I going to become professional if I can't afford it right now to try and get up the ranks to even get my name out there? And it's true. I mean, to have to spend extra money to get fucking better than someone, that's stupid.
Not only that, it's disheartening when, let's say you and I are just jumping into the game for the very first time. Neither one of us have played it whatsoever at all. I want to go pro. I feel like I'm that good. Hell, I am that good. For argument's sake, I am that good to where I can go pro. My skill level is at that level. We both jump in at the same time. You pay for the microtransactions and get better guns. You decimate me every single time. That's going to be disheartening because I know that I'm better, but I can't prove it because we're not on the same level anymore.
Yeah.
You've bought those more powerful weapons that are going to just decimate me every time.
Yeah, like I said, I think if you want to do like extra skins or like weapon skins or character skins, kind of like going back to Overwatch, kind of like going to Overwatch, you can always rank up to try and earn those skins, or you could just buy them. Not buy them, but buy boxes to potentially unlock them. I think that's okay because you're not really affecting the gameplay, and you're not affecting how the game works. You're really just affecting, hey, look, I have a fucking funny hat or whatever. So I definitely agree. I think the time of DLC, I think, is hopefully dying out, especially with big name companies like this doing free DLC going forward. With Titanfall, with Overwatch, with Grand Theft Auto.
Unfortunately,
hopefully we'll see more of that happening.
Unfortunately, Gears of War 4 did the same thing.
Did they?
But it's not for weapons. It's for skins.
Yeah.
You can either put countless hours in getting their currency, their in-game currency, and buy the drops that way and pray for the best. Or you can spend, upwards $20, $30, $40, $50 and buy the drop packs straight out and have a better shot at getting things. And they did the same thing. And
I think Halo 5 did the same shit too, right? They had their
I
drop
believe
packs
so.
too. Or
I
the
believe
rec
so.
packs, I think they were called. I remember like Taco Bell would give you one every time you got like a meal or some shit on the receipt.
That's the good thing about Gears, though. They also put out on Rockstar energy drinks and on Totino's pizza, anything pizza rolls, the actual pizzas.
Yeah.
They put codes on the back to where you can unlock specific skins to the company.
Yeah.
So like Totino's, we did all the zombie skins. It was a zombie Dom, zombie Nash, or zombie Lancer, and then Rockstar will give you
Is that how you
zombie
got
JD.
'em?
That's how I got a lot of them. Yeah.
But I know those Tostinos.
Well,
Totinos or whatever you're called.
I'm personally not a fan, but the wife loves them, so.
It's not that you're a fan, your stomach can't take anything.
No, it really can't.
Oh, man.
He's old. He's getting in his 80s.
I don't know. I'll be
So we're
perfectly.
gonna
My
have to
fiance
run
makes
back
friends
and
with
just
everyone at
put
GameStop,
him
so I got a whole
down.
bunch of free.
Hang on, I gotta go change
figures
my.
in one pack.
I gotta change my bag.
It depends.
I'll be perfectly honest. I bought the Legacy Edition for Infinite Warfare, and I've spent the majority of my time running through the campaign to see what it was all about and how it was. And then if I wasn't on that, I was on.
We apologize
Modern
for all the
Warfare.
background noise, by the way.
Yeah, background noises. We're having a party in the back. So you should have been here. Your fucking fault.
I spent the majority of my time on Modern Warfare.
All right,
I
so
mean, takes it back to the original. There's no DLC. There's no upper hand. It's just skill against skill. The only thing you're playing for is to upgrade your guns to get skins.
yeah, which I like. I think that's. I think
There's
it's
3
fair.
kill streaks.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
That's all you got to worry about.
Now what is it, like 20?
Somewhere in that ballpark, yeah.
Still ridiculous. I understand progressing the game, but when you have a mechanic that works and works well, leave it.
Even what was it? World at War. That was, I believe, the start of the kill streaks where you could choose different ones.
Yeah.
And even that one only had what, 10?
Yeah.
And they were easy to visualize what they do. You could easily pick one. You knew, this kill streak's gonna be good on this map. This kill streak's gonna be good on this map. Now you got so many kill streaks. I don't even know what the hell half of them do.
Well, it even goes back to like Modern Warfare 3, where you just have 10 or 12,
Yeah.
and it's like
Two.
UAV and the chopper and things like that. So, yeah, I can see where you come.
They added too much.
Yeah, sometimes simpler is better.
It is.
But we have more news. So Mass Effect Andromeda trailer is debuted this week. I didn't watch it yet. I've never been really a big fan of Mass Effect, so I
never
don't.
played single one.
I don't
I'm
really
gonna
care.
add on to that after we're done with the
I'm pretty
Andromedia.
much dead.
With the Andromedia comes other news. Xbox backwards compatibility is celebrating its 1-year anniversary. So, with that being said, they have added a few of the most requested titles. I mean, it's not Black Ops 2 like everybody is gnawing at the bits for, but we now have Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3, a game called Scary Girl, which was supposedly pretty good for the 360. And apparently one that was at the top of the list of most wanted, Skate 3.
Skate 3 was really good.
Yeah, I never got around to playing it, but that's backwards compatible as of yesterday, day before.
The Skate series is actually really good. I mean, it breaks away from the whole Tony Hawk series. It piggybacked obviously off of that because Tony Hawk came out first with Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and all the shit coming after it. But Skate was actually pretty fun as a game overall. And on that point, because I completely forgot about this, but I did hear slightly about Skate 3 being backwards compatibility because it also now brings in the rumor of will there be a new Skate coming out soon? Because a lot of people have been pushing for it. And at E3, I think there was even a guy out there that said, let's make America skate again. And he was like campaigning outside of E3. Where do they hold it? I forgot
It was
what.
Los Angeles, isn't it?
Los Angeles. So I'm trying to think of the convention center there. I can't remember. But yeah, there was someone out there. So I can only hope for another Skate because they are really fun when you get down to it. We'll see.
I would play it if they remastered Tony Hawk 1, 2, and 3. I would play
They
the
kind
shit
of
out
did,
of
didn't
those.
they? They did Tony Hawk Pro Skater, I think. I feel like they did that recently.
They did on the 360 a long time ago, but you figure they just remastered Darksiders 1 and 2 for the Xbox One. Why not? I mean, dig back a little bit and remaster 1, 2, and 3. Put them on one.
See, I don't think it comes down to Microsoft backwards.
Oh no, that's licensing.
It's not only that, it comes down to the company because you got to realize, well,
Does Nersoft even exist anymore?
Yeah, I believe.
Neversoft died, I think.
Did they?
I think so.
Oh.
But I think it comes down
R.I.P.
to
Neversoft.
it comes down to the game companies themselves, and it kind of boils down to things like what they did with Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Can we sell a game more based off of us putting out a remastered version of this game? So will companies give up the option of, hey, we can make Skate 4 and remaster Skate 1 or whatever, and people may buy it more because of that, compared to let's just give it to them.
No,
to
you make a good point. I mean, maybe if they do what are they up to? Is Tony Hawk 5 if they come out with their own?
I don't know. There was like Tony Hawk Underground and Tony Hawk.
I mean, Skate is.
They would have to go back to
Tony
the.
Hawk too.
They would have to go back to the main series. Like
I think at one point they made that fucking when the
Underground was the
they had
last
like the
decent one they
fucking
did.
board that you could stand on and
Ride.
Ride. Oh my god. What a fucking
Underground,
tragedy.
and Underground 2 were the last ones that they did right. Everything Tony Hawk after that was just
I don't know. After the first two, I was kind of done with it.
make a Tony 1, 2, 3.
I think
Make
four,
make a Tony
Underground,
Hawk, make a Tony Hawk 4 or 5, whatever the hell you want to call it. And when you go to release that, release 1, 2, and 3 as remasters.
Yeah, you could do that too. Kind of like how they did with God of War. They
Uh-huh.
remastered God of War. Kind of like they're doing with Kingdom Hearts now, with the Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out soon, hopefully.
That's gonna be my reasoning for reconnecting my PS4. Well,
That'd be my reason to buy a PS4, is to play Kingdom Hearts and the remastered stuff. So.
I want the remastered. I gotta look into that now. I didn't even know they were doing that until you mentioned it last week.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. Let's see. So we kind of mentioned a lot of the stuff that we already want to talk about. The next thing really that we want to talk about was the Ubisoft CEO is in talks with Netflix about making a series based off one of their games, which will be interesting. My thought would be them to do Assassin's Creed, specifically because Assassin's Creed is such a story-driven and large game itself, and with the series itself, that you could actually do that.
I could see them doing spin-off series,
Well,
kind of like what they did with the Chronicle series with Russia, China.
well, that's the thing. Like, you have so much involved in that. You can actually, kind of like how Legends of Tomorrow is doing now on CW. You can now go back and do, like, different eras and even do a couple of stories in that era and then come back to, like, you know, now and day present stuff and move the story along that way. And I think that'd be really good. But my only concern is that they're now, the Assassin's Creed movie's coming out. Michael Fassbender will not be doing a Netflix series.
No.
Why would they do Assassin's Creed when they already have this movie coming out? So I'm trying to think back, like, what other game series they could really do that I think would fit well on Netflix.
Watch Dogs.
Or they could just do a different Assassin's Creed story, like the Assassin's Creed Syndicate or the fucking pirate one that wasn't any good.
They could do a Watch Dogs. They could do a Hitman series.
Okay.
Didn't they already try to do a Hitman series?
They
though?
did the movies.
The movies, yeah. And then they rebooted it, and then...
One was horrible, and then the reboot was actually decent.
Yeah. Well, I thought there was 2 in the first run, no? Or was it just 1?
Just one.
I could see Watch Dogs being a series only because, with what's that one on FX? Mr. Robot being being super successful.
Alright.
And with Watch Dogs 2 coming out, that'd be like a thing to promote Watch Dogs 2 very well.
Well, I mean, they would have to make that pretty quick then.
They need something to promote.
You could probably use Watch Dogs 2 to promote that, but...
They need something to promote it pretty quick because they're already predicting Watch Dogs 2 to fail.
Excuse us.
Sorry, we have a party going on, so I have to, like, talk. But yeah, I mean, the Netflix thing... I can't see them doing Assassin's Creed at all because it's a money loss for them when they then put it to a series on Netflix compared to making movies and having high budget movies and possibly having success with them. I honestly don't think
It would be a risk.
Yeah, it is a huge risk. I don't think they're going to do well in theater. I can see it honestly being more of a Netflix show.
Now the budget that they have for this.
And maybe this will be the pushing point of the movie may flop, and then maybe we could do a Netflix series then.
I see it being a huge catastrophic risk. Only because of the opposite side of the spectrum. Let's say they put it out on Netflix, and it just blows, and people were actually waiting to see the Netflix one first before they saw the movie, and they bring it out on Netflix, and it just absolutely blows, and that just kind of leaves a sour taste in their mouth. They're not going to want to see the movie.
Well,
Exactly.
so
now you're going to fail on two different points.
The movie's going to come out before the Netflix series.
Oh, I know it would,
yeah.
But I don't think the movie's going to do well, because, I mean, the budget was pushing it very much with all the CG work they had to do.
I want it to be good, though.
The stunt work.
It looks so good.
That stuntman needs a raise.
The one that jumps off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did the highest free fall stunt.
Oh, wait, so that wasn't CG?
No, he jumped from 90 feet. More than something.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I've always, I mean, and plenty of people have always dreamt of that scene coming true in a movie. The whole jumping into a hay bale out off of a giant steeple or whatever.
The only problem that I have with that entire trailer and with the movie itself as a whole is the Animus arm. It's no, not the assassin blade, the Animus arm. The thing that actually picks him up and puts him into the Animus, the world.
Okay, yeah.
That's dumb. That's so dumb. That is, I mean, if you're gonna follow the game, at least follow it correctly. That is not how he went under. He didn't get picked up by a giant claw arm. Come on.
See, my issue with it is I've heard rumor that it's going to be like 70 or 80% non-action and more like a story-based game, and being in current time, and then 20% into I forgot what realm they're doing. I don't know if they're doing Italy. So that's my concern of the movie is, have they done too much, and instead of making it immersive with the world that they're going into, instead they're just pulling it back. So I don't know. We'll
I
have
can
to see.
that. I can see that.
That's rumor. I have obviously no one's watched the movie yet, and we really don't know what's gonna happen. But that's my only fear for the movie. I really do hope it does well. If it doesn't, I hope that maybe Netflix can kind of put a series together for that, because I think the Netflix series would honestly do better.
Because I feel like the Netflix series would know to spend more time in the fucking past than in the future.
Yeah. Speaking of TV stuff, we have the Slender Man documentary called Beware the Slender Man. And for the people who don't know what Slender Man is, it's based off a creepypasta story of a guy in the woods who's very slender and tall and steals
Takes your children.
Yeah, it takes your children. So, and then it became like a game, and now it's kind of like this worldwide phenomenon thing. But the documentary is not about that. The documentary is actually terrible. The storyline is not the storyline, but the concept is about a terrible situation. Let me put it that way. It's not a terrible documentary. I'm sure it's gonna be fine, but it's about a story that happened a while back about two teenage girls, I think, or young.
Two about 12-year-old girls that kill one of the best friends.
Because Slenderman told them to do it.
Yeah, because the one girl said Slenderman told her to do it. The one girl basically was the killer. The one was just the accomplice.
I vaguely remember hearing this story.
The reason why the documentary's coming out is because they're due for a parole.
Wasn't this at the height of its popularity?
Yeah, this was when that Slenderman games first came out.
So there's that. That's a really drop in mood. So we're gonna do something happier, I guess.
Fuck Nintendo.
Okay, or that. The last topic I have for tonight would be that the HTC Vive has a new dongle, or whatever you want to call it, but it makes the Vive wireless. So the people who have Vive out there, we're tired of all those cables. There's going to be something coming out by a company from TP Cast, they're called. It's going to be $220, and you can connect it, and it'll connect to your computer, and it'll make everything wireless. Hooray! The only thing is, it launched pre-orders and sold out in 18 minutes. So that's pretty fucking crazy to have like a dongle, like an accessory sell out like that. But I guess it's a highly wanted part for this unit, because I've watched plenty of videos of people using it, and they always get like tripped up on the cords or like have a limited area. And that's another thing that brings to the point, how much reach is this dongle thing going to really have for wireless?
Yeah,
because you're transferring a lot of fucking data.
I would say 30 to 40 feet.
Yeah, but you're having a lot of data transfer in between that. That's like
Will it slow down the gameplay is the question.
Yeah, like how efficient and effective is this unit?
How big is the unit as well?
If anybody pre-ordered one and is going to get one and gets a chance to use it, let us know.
Yeah, we probably could have done the research to see what it actually looked like, but
They have a video I think out there. I didn't watch it. I just read some of the article about it. But yeah, I don't know what the size of it is. It didn't look much bigger than didn't look much bigger as an attachment to the unit itself. It's not like you're wearing like a football helmet now or anything. It's still the Vive, but I think it's just an attachment that helps with, making it wireless. So
little antennas on the side.
Yeah, maybe it'll look like
fucking Dragon Ball Z.
Great Salmon.
Over 9,000.
That'd be cool.
Well, in terms of sale, it ain't much better than the that Pokemon watch that came out.
That came out finally?
Yeah, it came out a while ago.
It came out and then only for pre-orders, and it came out again. It's still worthless. Don't do it.
Sold out in like 20 minutes.
Well, two things. If you buy this now with the Vive, now you're spending $1,020. That was one point that I wanted to make too. Because the Vive itself is $800. It comes with your Vive, 2 controllers, and the dongles that send the 2 sensors.
So you can look like a space alien.
Yeah, so now you would be spending $1,020 if you want to make it wireless.
It's 2 dongles?
No, you have 2 sensors already with the Vive. This new attachment / dongle thing would make it wireless. So, and the next thing was, you just mentioned something and I already lost my track. What did you mention?
The Pokemon
Watch. My question is, does that Pokemon Watch mean that you don't have to have the app open all the time?
Nope, you do.
Nope, still do.
Fuck that, then.
It's pointless. You also, like, if you have the app open in your phone, and you don't know what you're catching, you don't know how many balls you're using,
nope.
You just know that there's a Pokemon in the area, and that you caught it or didn't catch it.
It just makes it so you don't have to constantly be staring at your phone.
See, I know that they are or did make a thing for the new Apple Watch where you can do the same thing. I wonder if you have to have the app and everything open for that now too. I'm assuming you do. That's the worst part about Pokemon.
I don't think for the Apple Watch, because for the Apple Watch, which especially for the new Apple Watch 2, which is for, because I'm not big on Apple like you guys. Well, like you are, Joel. We can afford it, unlike you.
I'm not rich. I live paycheck to paycheck.
You just spend money on things that we wouldn't. But I do like the new water that's actually waterproof. But no, with the new Apple Watch, a lot of the things to like control your music, control some of the shows, you don't actually have to have your phone open. You can do it straight from the watch as long as the Bluetooth connectivity is.
Yeah, but I wonder if you still have to have the app running on your phone, even though it's like your phone is off. I wonder if you still have to have the app like running in the background, like have it open, but then like put it in your pocket for the watch to communicate with it.
Like, I'm pretty sure, I think you have to have it open, but I think you can like turn off your phone and still be open.
I don't want the app running. That's my issue. Is I hate because the app literally drains your battery within like 3 hours easily.
You get 3 hours?
No, but it's an exaggeration. But like that's the one thing I hated about Pokemon Go is that I had to have the app open at all times to be able to like catch anything or do anything with it. Or like the whole thing is I don't want to catch everything every time like something pops up. I just want to be able to like use the step system to like unlock the eggs or whatever.
True. I don't know about that because I know you can have specific apps on your watch and specific apps on the phone. I don't know if you could have the app just on the watch itself.
Yeah. Alright, well that's pretty much it for us at the Gaming Edition. If you're listening on iTunes, thank you. Subscribe to us. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that. Give us a like. If you're watching us, thank you. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And do the same thing. Go follow us on social media. I've been Julian.
Brandon.
Nathan.
Thanks for watching.
Party.
Make sure
Happy birthday, Krista.
Make sure you send that.
He should be the one saying that.
Make sure you send that hate mail out to Nintendo.
Make sure.